Sidharth Malhotra entered the world-famous WETA workshop with a childlike enthusiasm, and kept getting mesmerized at every stage of his tour. It was great to see what goes behind the scene and what goes into making a particular film. Also, it was wonderful to see how Sir Richard Taylor is about his work and how connected and involved he is with his crew, he said. Sidharth Malhotra met Richard Taylor, New Zealand creative genius and 5-time Oscar-winning talent, in Wellington, on October 12. He says that exploring the filmmaking hub of this Pacific nation was a revelation. Sidharth also sampled what went behind the scenes of Hollywood trilogies like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Apart from having a chat with Mr. Taylor, who has won 5 Oscars and multiple BAFTA trophies for his work in visual effects, costume and makeup, the actor entered the world-famous WETA workshop with a childlike enthusiasm, and kept getting mesmerized at every stage of his tour. The armor, weapons, creatures, prosthetics, props and costumes from several films that the company has worked on are part of the eclectic display. It is amazingly planned and very work-friendly. It was great to see what goes behind the scene and what goes into making a particular film. Also, it was wonderful to see how Sir Richard Taylor is about his work and how connected and involved he is with his crew, he said. Also read, here's how Sidharth Malhotra bonded with the students in Auckland. Clearly, he's a genius who is not concerned by anything other than his work, Sidharth told Ian's after his meeting with Mr. Taylor. He was also inquisitive about the making of the costumes and makeup process. The actor, who visited the facility, a major tourist attraction, as part of his appointment as an Indian Ambassador of Tourism New Zealand, is a Lord of the Rings fan himself. And so, whether it was the miniatures, the sword, the sculptures or the bows and arrows, he was fascinated by it all. If given the chance to transform into a character, Sidharth says that he would have chosen the Ranger Aragorn from The Lord of the Rings, a film that Mr. Taylor worked on closely with the legendary filmmaker Peter Jackson. The 30-year-old also got to sample the prosthetics department and received a memento by Mr. Taylor. Sidharth spoke to Mr. Taylor about the making of prosthetics, costumes for period dramas and about a future collaboration with Bollywood. Shown Cars I was the first Indian film to take the services of WETA Workshop, whose creative portfolio also includes Avatar, District 9, The Adventures of Tintin, Elysium, Krampus, Warcraft and more. Mr. Taylor also expressed an interest to join creative forces with more Indian filmmakers. After meeting the crew in Wellington, Sidharth felt that what Bollywood could learn from this place is to get people from non-film background to work in design teams. Later, the EK villain star also visited the Park Road Post-Production, a premier post-production facility owned by Peter Jackson's production company, in the Miramar suburb here. From the Foley unit, where the sounds are recreated using a variety of materials, to the sound mixing department and recording studio, Sidharth toured it all. The experience, surely, was memorable for him.